Hi, everybody. I've got a bunch of projects that I'm working on, and you'll see my site, and you're kind of like, what is this guy doing? But one of the things that I wanted to make sure I had was the ability to orchestrate 3D characters around, maybe using YAML, uh, but generating some AI code and having something that looked interesting. So a couple years ago, I downloaded the uh, RPG. I think it was like 2016, something like that. And I already always had it around, and it was interesting, but it was very complex for me anyway with Unity, and I just started getting back around to it past 6 or 7 months, and they had a newer version of it. So I'm throwing a bone out to this particular book. I've got the, like, I guess maybe 2017, 2016 version of it, and you could download the code and get it to run. But the newer version works best with uh, 2018 Unity. And I fought myself and I fought myself, and I finally said, I'm just going to download this thing again to get the code to work. The project is comes with some terrain. It comes with trees. It comes with NPCs. It it really is pretty advanced for me anyway, and I usually try to springboard off of other people's work so I can get done what I want to get done. But one thing it didn't really have is it didn't have the ability to patrol. It didn't have the ability to, uh, draw a path on the scene and have an NPC follow that path. So I said, well, that's going to be interesting. Let me try to see if I can do that. So I would strongly suggest a lot of people looking at Sebastian. You can Google his examples. Has extremely advanced examples, and one of them was this patrol example. And I said, it'd be really cool if I could get this code into this RPG Unity example. This looks great, but it's kind of simple, and I took some time to do the integration. So I want to give credit to Sebastian coming up with this particular concept I'm looking at on the screen. Even though it's probably been around for a while, it was very helpful. So, um, one thing with the RPG Unity example is you're going to have to download it, and you're going to have to get familiarized with it and be able to create your own uh, scenes and modify the scenes. That's on you. But I've been able to do it, and I can, walk, people later on through it if they're, interested in it. But what I basically did is took one of the scenes that I think it was Awakening. So, okay, you see Awakening 2, and I just kind of modified it because the when you run this example, if you can get it to run, you should be able to. It goes into an inventory system, and then you'll drop into a scene like this. So I cut all that out, and I just made a scene to where I can immediately go into something that we're looking, something like this that makes sense. But I think it's a great example to experiment with AI, movement AI, and or you know, the sky's the limit. If you follow this video, you'll probably see where I'm going. But one of the things I thought I definitely needed was the ability to tell the NPCs where to walk. And that is something that wasn't in the original example. So I'm trying to bake in to these this particular prototype state machines and even what they call behavior trees. So I'll just run the thing real quick so you can see what's going on. This does not come with the example out of the book. And as you can see, this guy's running around like he's on fire. And he's following this path. And this path is code that I copied from Sebastian's example. The other thing that's happening right now with this guy, as I'm, floating over here, is that I'm using the nav mesh agent, and the nav mesh agent makes it real simple to tell the characters where to go. You just give them a point, and they will walk around, all kinds of stuff. So you don't have to get involved with collision detection or anything like that. Now he is tilted. I got to figure that out. But this isn't a production game, and I'm not trying to make a production game. What I'm trying to do is build an environment to where I can do more advanced artificial intelligence type code. Now, this guy over here, as you can see my mouse, he's the first generation of just he does not use the nav mesh. But this example of this code uses, in the RPG, uses this IK modification, which is very fascinating, and it basically moves his feet to the terrain where the surface is. So I will give props to the RPG guys in the book that created this. It's relatively sophisticated. You see a lot of shrubbery that's doing whatever it's doing. That part not too necessarily interested in. So I'm primarily interested in how to build intelligent navigation, and then maybe even intelligent storytelling using this environment. So anyway, rambling on, this is one of the things, and this is one of the environments that I have readily available when I think of an idea and I'm like, okay, I want to add that to my prototype. So if you guys are following me and you're interested in doing the AI RPG stuff, I would strongly suggest downloading and getting up to speed with this RPG Unity booklet. And if I get enough hits on the YouTube, I'll upload the code. But what you should be able to do, obviously, is create copies of the scenes yourself, and before we get too carried away with the code. I will show you very quickly what I did, as you can see, this is just a regular game object, and I just name these things waypoints, and I can move them up and down and do whatever. But the line drawing part is actually in the NPC inside of the this new movement script. So I made a copy of the NPC Barbarian movement script just to get the ball rolling. And in order to draw those lines, bear with me, was this on draw gizmos. And that's what it takes to draw the spheres and draw the lines. I'll try to go as fast as I can go. Let's see. I don't think I'm using that code right there. And I've got a bunch of code commented out on triggers. That was the original code, commented that out. But where the rubber hits the road with me, that's my saying, that means getting serious, is, and I'm just going to scroll up and down here. I can post the code, but you could also just read what's on the screen and replicate it. The difference is that we're using this NavMesh agent. So these scenes that you see on the screen have been pre-baked with the NavMesh, and the reason why we do that is that we could do something as simple as this line right here. We could tell the agent, go to this position. Well, the position is just a very simple 3D transform. So when we start up and we have the attached path, then we just go through the loop. It's an array, and then we create those waypoints, and then we get the latest and greatest waypoint, and then we say, hey, NPC, go to this direction. On fixed update, we're flying through. We do have to transform, and we're slurping to the particular direction that we think we need to be pointing to, which is the waypoint that was the last one that was set. Then we go through the loop, do a little bit of math, and then we set the new point, and then voila. We just tell the agent, go here. And that's how we're doing this, and I think it's pretty slick. So yeah, I've got a bunch of things commented out. You'll have to get up to speed with the project itself, with the animations. But in reality, that's how simple it is. So you could think about having several different paths, and one of them is something as simple as, if I want to attach this code to a object like a cow, and I can literally draw inside of here, right? Oh, that's him. We won't touch him. Let's do this and move this around, and it's as simple as I'm doing Control D. Well, here's another waypoint, and then I'm gonna move it over here, and then there you go. So now all of a sudden you've created another waypoint. So you can have animals that follow a particular path or know a boundary. You can do all kinds of things. So run it again. The waypoint modification part, editing, probably needs some advanced editing, but see, here he is right here. Just changed it, And he's running around like he's on fire. And there he goes. He went to the next spot. So anyway, I thought I'd throw that out there. I'm trying to fill everybody out. I'm a hobbyist. I don't know what people are interested in. I know what I'm interested in. And obviously, the other videos with the speech recognition and the NLP and all that stuff, that's coming. That's going to be a separate engine. But what we also need, right, when we go further on down the line, is we're going to need a 3D environment to house all of that AI logic and make some kind of a 3D representation of all that wonderful AI stuff. So I know that sounds maybe kind of weird, but all of the things I work on are converging to the same uh, uh, idea, which is being able to have 3D environments and robotic control and voice recognition, things like that, and they're going to need some place to live, and that's why I use Unity, and that's why I'm showing you guys this video. So again, you've got to pull this down. You got to get it working. Um, bear with me. I'm not going to walk you through how to program in C# and how to integrate all of this stuff. If you're watching this video, I say video, YouTube, you need to know that I'm not going to hold your hand. You're going to have to know how to get as far as I'm getting, but I have no problem posting the code if people are interested and helping you out, that way. But everything else you're going to have to figure out, and that's what's exciting. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. Anyway, have a good one. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope this video made sense. And I hope in the back of your mind you're following me where I think I'm wanting to go. And for things we got to have is in any type of game like this and AI is we got to have an ability to edit paths, obviously in real time, in a real-time 3D environment. Have a good one.